Hello, this is Alice. This is my channel, The Witch in the Glen. This is a channel about consciousness and energy. It's about basically any kind of topic that you can think of, whether it's spiritual or to do with psychology or the occult. We've got it here. So this is going to be an energy reading, and we channel energy here. I'm a channeler, so it means that sort of like a flow hypnotic state that channelers are able to go into, and you pick up on the energy that's out there and kind of weave it into something that's recognizable. You weave it into maybe a story. Like, that's what tarot is. It's like a storyscape that you can create a storyscape. And let's see. So that is what we were doing here. I have several decks lying around, and I just like to kind of, when a deck is calling to me, it seems like there's a story that deck wants to, speaking of storyscaping, that deck wants to tell. So this is a cool deck. This is the Pagan Tarot. It is a really kind of contemporary, kind of modern vibe art, and says the art is by Luca Raimondo, and the colors are by Cristiana Spadoni, and written by Gina M. Pace. And this is the Lo Scarabeo deck, which is an Italian publishing company that does the bulk of my favorite decks, actually. So I'll seek them out. Anyway, this one has a little bit of, some of them are happier. This one has a little bit of a kind of cold vibe to it, but there's some warmth in it too. Like, you see this little fairies and elves, and yeah, and see and see, that's the deck saying, like, don't sell me like that. So the 10 of Cups, this is the happiest card in the deck besides like the sun. I mean, okay, it's one of the happiest cards in the deck depending on your mood. But this is, look, it's like rainbows, all the colors coming together with this is like yin and yang, like everything that is color is over on this side, and this is like everything that is not color is over there. So it's not like black and white are opposites. It's like that, but it's like black is the absence of light, not the opposite of light. So we have here the 10 of Cups coming out. So this is our happily ever after card. And so this is a nice card to start out with. Let's see what happily ever after story that that our deck wants to tell us. We have a 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Let me see. So I want to turn this up right so we can see it. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of there. She has a shopping cart. She is in the grocery. I wanted you to see the details here. I don't know if that's focusing. Anyway, she's I guess it's autofocused. So anyway, she's in the dairy aisle. So it's like almost this, like, you're seeking fertility, but somewhere else, like somewhere that's not exact. See, there's like, it has all these like those ceiling tiles that are like in fluorescent lights along there. So it's like this artificial, that says like 70 cents or something, or 70 ounces or something like that. It's just sort of like this monetization of what should be our birthright, like the nutrients of the earth, and like the fruits of the earth, whether it be eggs and yogurt and milk, or literal, like, what does she have in there? Like, looks like she even has a palm tree in her bag. Lots of like asparagus and stuff like that. So she is in, so this is in reverse though. So it's like I mean, the Four of Pentacles, it was already sort of like, it's like an artificial version of the real thing. And then and she looks kind of listless, like looking for, trying to figure out what she's, why am I here? Like, she just can't really recognize anything because it's all under fluorescent lights. Like, it's like, how do you see in the dark? You use fluorescent lights. Like, that's, when you don't have sunlight, what do you, it's like the opposite of, it's like, of course humans light up their world with fluorescent lights. It's like, yeah, so, and it's in reverse, so it's like she's stuck. It's kind of stuck at this murky, like, reliant on these sources for fertility and abundance that are not, they're not real. Like, they're real, but they're so removed from, because you can't say that it's not real, because it's like a chicken made that egg, but like, whether or not it's an abused chicken or a happy chicken, it's like a chicken did make the egg. So it's not like it's like so much lower in terms of its vibration. It's just like, think about how much energy goes into transporting these little stalks of asparagus all the way from Peru, and you pick them before they're even ripe, and then they, you know, it's like this whole thing, and then you expect to be able to pay $4 instead of $6 for the bunch of asparagus that's been carted up here from Peru and somehow been kept unbruised, unblemished. I mean, so it's like, it's removed from like its original essence. That's the whole thing. So she is removed from the original essence of her, she's kind of cut off from spirit. It's sort of like this, yeah, Temperance in reverse. So she's cut off from spirit. She's cut off from her, her counterpart, her person. She's cut off from her person, and she needs to be able to, it's like this, there's this imbalance happening. Temperance is, there's a balance at which point you can open up a portal to infinity, and if you can get your energy completely balanced, that's why there's little infinity manifested right by her fingers. But if it's in the inverse, then it's like you're imbalanced there. And see, but it's like, so she's in this kind of energy. The Four of Pentacles are like artificial, like it's gonna, like she's just relying on like false sources of love, like other things that look like love, but it's synthetic. It's not really, it's not stable for the long term. And it's like, there's this implicit imbalance, and in that, like the Temperance kind of overrides, but it's like the Temperance in reverse, it still has the Temperance energy. So it's like, you don't go to the complete quote unquote opposite energy. You kind of turn it around, because you harness it and you turn it around. That's how alchemy works. You don't try to immediately turn it into what it's not. You work with what you have. So the Temperance is going to come, she's going to get into balance. There's this, but because we have this Ten of Cups here, that's like, we're going to come into balance. But, what are these? Novice of Wands. Sun in reverse. The Initiate of Swords. Okay, so there's sort of a torrid story here for a little while. The Novice of Wands, he is adept. He's the Knight of Wands. He is adept at his craft. It's like, actually, this is like a somber card, but it's the energy of this card is really more of a fast moving energy. It's an expert wielder of this very specialized kind of knowledge. And he is here, it looks almost like he's been forging that wand, maybe in the flames, or, you know, he made this little fire. It's like he knows he made this little fire in the middle of the woods, so he knows in his private world he's demonstrated his own power to himself, and he believes in himself, and he's going to move forward and go take this power to the, and he's in this this looks sort of like a Tibetan monastic garb to me. It's kind of that same, there's this, I love this color, like marigold color, that is in the monastic traditional Taoist monks, or some types of Tibetan monks wear that color, and it symbolizes this kind of energy. So but we have the sun in reverse, so it's like something happened. So the sun is like the sun is the happiest card in the deck. The sun overlays everything else, and it shines its light, and it makes everything else turn out okay. So the sun is what gives rise to the Ten of Cups. The sun lights up this dismal situation. Look how gray these are. And we have our Initiative Swords. So the Initiative Swords is like, initiate is like the Page of Swords. And that is like, he carries a message, and this is like a message that's gotten lost. Like, it's like you've lost your voice. In this scenario, you've lost your voice enough. You've been in this like artificial interaction with life for so long that you've lost your ability to like even communicate. And this is like where you start to teeter, and it's like in this quiet isolation of these energies. Like, look how isolated he is out in the wilderness, but he has spirit guides behind him. Those are like masculine. We have the Initiative Pentacles, okay, and the Eight of Pentacles. We'll get there in just a second. Yeah, so the Initiative Swords. The sun is in reverse, so it's like that was all, it was like this was draining his sunlight. That was all draining his sunlight. We have the Initiative Pentacles, which is here depicted as more of a feminine energy, but the Initiate of Pentacles being the Page of Pentacles, which could be like a business offer, some kind of money coming in. It could be money coming in, abundance coming in, some kind of, it's like a seed that's gonna grow. That's like Ace of Pentacles. What is this? Five of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Let's see, Five of Swords is like this, we're charging into battle, and here we go, bracing for conflict, but it's really a pretty stark card. The Eight of Pentacles is like really when she's holding her, I'm not a fan of this, but she's like, but look, she's like the boss in here, and that's why it's, I mean, I'm not a fan because that's not my vision of like success. I don't want to, but she is in this huge, beautiful desk. She's clearly in a high rise. She has gorgeous curtains. Her ceiling is so tall. Like, she is wealthy. And she's holding like this magic in the palm of her hand as she's talking. And people who are really connected with God and spirit, who are able to manifest. It's like the magician able to manifest. The Two of Wands, which is like an offer coming in. Let's see what we have. So the Eight of Pentacles, she's like the magician energy. So let's see, the Eight of Pentacles, but that is like you have you're kind of taking stock of all of, you built, like she's built everything about where she is. She's the one who worked really hard to get there. She's the one who studied really hard. She's the one who had to have a million breakdowns late at night about crises of confidence and about bad grades or whatever. But she's the one who's built herself up to here. And that is the Eight of Pentacles energy, where it's like kind of like you've been working your way towards this for a long time. And then we have the Five of Swords over here. And we see that was like our battle. We had the Initiate of Swords over here, and then here came our Initiate of Pentacles, which is, there might be some kind of, looks like there's some kind of conflict that's going to happen, some kind of bad news, something like that. Just like a collapse of, it could be like an existential crisis, sort of like the collapse of inner like your inner rubric for how to do life. The Initiate of Pentacles comes in, and that's like some kind of money offer or something like that. And that is like, and I want to say it's like the Novice of Wands has manifested this. The Initiate of Pentacles is the Novice of Wands pulls up and manifests the actual abundance that's coming in with the Initiate of Pentacles. We have the Two of Wands, which is a the Two of Wands is like you're surveying your territory, you're about to go on your quest, you are gonna go on a trip, could be something about vacation, but here it's like you're really reflecting on everything about your life. That's what this I think masculine has been doing here, or it could be, right now I'm seeing it as a masculine, but like this is a very it doesn't mean that it's I'm not talking about like sexual organs, I'm talking about energies. And here you have a story that kind of, it goes from a divine, goes from a feminine kind of energy over here, which and then it turns into the upright, and there's the power of the feminine, but it's like the Novice of Wands manifests the feminine. So it's like the masculine, he gets into his power as the Novice of Wands, where this has been baking into a crystal, this powerful magician who's learned his craft all by his own self. Just like, see this, the Eight of Pentacles mode, it's like getting up to that. So I'm gonna we're putting that sun over there. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which is that is like what the Initiate of Pentacles is bringing in. So that's definitely, we're getting confirmation that that's like some kind of abundance and wealth coming in. There's abundance coming in, there's money coming in. And so we have a Ten of Cups over here, Three of Cups. So everybody's celebrating, you're kind of enjoying it, socializing and talking about it, reflecting. You might get together with friends where you haven't in a long time. A lot of time when you've been in this kind of energy, you've lost friends, so it might be making new friends, coming back together with, could be family, sisters. Novice of Cups. So that is our, here comes a love offer. This is, I said, how are we going to get from here to there? Because we've got a great energy going. And what is what is this Novice of Wands? What else is he going to manifest? And look, he manifests this Page of Cups, which is, he's turning it into trying to find his love. He's looking for his divine counterpart so that he can, because he's on this trajectory to get to a Ten of Cups. Because see, he's Wands and he can choose whatever he wants to choose, and he's going to choose the Ten of Cups. He wants his Ten of Cups. This is a very tender love offer. Six of Wands, and it's a celebrating holy there's like a holy union here, the Six of Wands. That's what he's really seeking. Yeah, and first there was like, it's like this death has to happen of like, you have to have the 40 days in the desert to have the rest of your shadow, work through that rest of that shadow work. And it's like, in order to really begin to manifest true love, you have to have this shadow period where you really confront all of your deep emotions and all of your traumatic triggers. Two of Cups, there's our love offer, Novice of Cups that he's bringing, this Two of Cups, and it's this really sweet, I say a love offer, like, could be just like a bid for connection from a partner. It could be, if you have a lover already, there could be, he might come by and do something nice for you, or buy you some food, or send you flowers, something like that. That's like kind of out of the blue, really sweet, like bit of a, you know, act of affection. But yeah, we have first this Dark Night of the Soul. Five of Pentacles. So there's a little bit of this kind of desperation energy that kind of goes along with it. I'm seeing that, you know, it flew out on top of the Death card. And I'm seeing that as like, here it's like you lose finances, you come close to financial ruin, and it's like, even here she's being taken advantage of. It's like, I see this guy as like robbing her or touching her butt or something, although she sort of looks like she's not unhappy about it. Like, I don't know what's going on in this card, it kind of bothers me, but there's this energy of like that kind of thing on the way to it being, on the way to getting to the Ten of Cups. You go through this whole thing, and there's the, like with it, the Dark Night of the Soul that has to happen in order to manifest your true love here, as implied in the Temperance card. Temperance being also representative of twin flames, by the way. Two divine halves of one soul, same soul, two different bodies. And if you're in a high vibrational state, you manifest, i.e. your twin comes into your life when you're least expecting it. If you, could be after trauma, because sometimes trauma, it's like a slingshot. You go so far down, you're pulled so far down that it like creates this, but like you're really a high vibrational person, so it's like you're pulled down, but all, as much as you're pulled down, that's all the more potential energy that you're getting. And so when something makes it snap, that's when you skyrocket in vibration. So we have the Hanged Man energy. So yeah, this Five of Pentacles, the Hangman is like, the Hangman energy, it's like not a bad thing. It's this is a guy who's hung up by his foot, who's sort of like, looks like an acrobat a little bit, but he is blindfolded, hands are tied, he's hung up by his ankle, and he's sort of, it's, the implication is like at the end of a road, you get to this point of where you have nothing left to do but turn around and look at where you come from, look at like what's behind you, look at whatever's approaching you. You have to get a different perspective on it because you can go no further. And that's the Hangman energy. And it sometimes it shakes up, it's going to shake up the it's like that's this little period with this Dark Night of the Soul, this rebirth. Death is really the card of rebirth. See, there's a butterfly on there, which is like a, you know, representative of being a cocoon. And Five of Pentacles, going along with that, that's like a little bit desperation. I want to cover that up because it gives me bad vibes. But the Hanged Man gets perspective from yeah, I'm getting some tightening in my heart chakra, and so just want to move that through. It's like this, but that's like heartbreak. It's like this heart longing, like for this love. It's like you're in the stance to make an offer of some kind, and it's like you have all this set up. The energy is all there. Look, 10 of Cups, 6 of Wands. And it's like, here's our Divine Feminine, even there. Initiate of Wands. Okay, so that it's like she is coming out of this death, seeing the Divine Feminine, actually. I mean, the counterpart, I'm saying Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine because those are the ultimate, that's the ultimate polarity. But in this case, if this is a twin flame, if this is your twin flame that you're coming together with, she is coming out of the ashes, and it's like he's manifesting her from the ashes like a phoenix. He's creating her from this flame. And the Initiate of Wands is he kind of trains the Initiate of Wands, and so it's like she's his apprentice before, and they are equal counterparts. It's like there's this trust here in this Death card where there are all these men around, and she's letting that man blindfold her so that she can have this rebirth sort. It's like a ceremony, so she can be initiated into this circle. But she's the first woman, so it's like them letting her in. There's this implicit act of trust on the part of both of them, where it's like she's trusting that they're not going to do anything to her, and the men are trusting that she can come into their circle without exposing them and without undermining the holiness that was already there. So there's this trust of like, okay, we recognize you are our other half. Like we need to incorporate our other half in both capacities, but we have to be able to let our partner in, and not keep treating them like they're a student, or because the Divine Feminine, once she's in, she is she's powerful. She's just as powerful as the masculine within. Once she's in, then the masculine it's like you submit to each other. Like she has to submit at first, but then the men implicitly. Initiate of Cups, there we go again. So we have the Novice of Cups and the Initiate of Cups. So that's almost, it's like, look how confirming this is. Like, so it's like he's growing up into this, or it's like she is his Queen of Cups coming through, because he's trying to manifest the 10 of Cups, and so that means he wants to be King of Cups, and he wants a Queen of Cups, but he needs to be in wand energy for now to be able to manifest this. And you have to get abundance to be able to manifest the consciousness of the Cups energy. So he wants the Queen of Cups, and there's the Initiate of Cups. So here she comes, like, look, she's turning into this. See how, look at like their faces, and she's coming out of that, and look out of it's like a springtime. She looks sort of like Persephone coming out of the darkness, all springy and holy in this beautiful cerulean blue, or like what color blue is that? Mallard? No, I don't know. The Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is like, let's see. So we get into this Eight of Cups energy. See, we're moving through these cups. It's like the good thing. We're flowing and flowing and flowing back to the cups. But it's like this, she's moving on. That's the Eight of Cups. She is moving on. It's like kind of like graduating. It's that kind of energy of like, here I've worked so hard, and then it's like, I'm leaving everything that I've worked for behind, because I know it's in good hands, kind of thing. So she is up and she's moving on to from the Initiate of Cups. She's getting more courage and Magician. There we go. Look at that. Gorgeous. Okay, so the Magician is is typically actually like on the masculine end of the spectrum of cards. They all have different masculine and feminine energies that they embody, and that's implicit to kind of what the cards symbolically represent. And the Magician is a masculine archetype of this alchemist, magician. It's like the Merlin archetype. But this alchemist she's casting spells, and she's able to manifest anything she wants to out of like basically nothing. See, she's doing it out of the ether. She's going to do some magic. But I was saying this is traditionally like a masculine card, and then this is here. We see it's like the Novice of Wands has finally let her in, and look what he has created. He has created this magician and made her in his image, but as a one, like as a female. So it's like the two of them are mirroring each other. Look at their faces look similar. It's like kind of mirror image cards, like where she's looking up and she has the moon and it's daytime, and he's looking down, like she's and she is, so our divine feminine becomes very, very powerful immediately. And once he lets her in, it's like she gains not only power over him, but she accesses like the greater power from like the universe, harnesses it. We have the Elder of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is, I'm getting some ear ringing. King of Pentacles is, he is a very stable figure. He is kind, benevolent leader. He is abundant. His kingdom is very, very prosperous. It's like this eternal vibe of like the harvest that follows him around. He's not ostentatious, but there is like a lot of richness around him all the time. And see, there's this cornucopia of fruits and things at his feet, and he's in he's draped in this black robe, which is to do with like being in this energy of, from black, it's like a blank canvas of energy, and you can create anything you want to create out of that. And so he's creating abundance and wealth from his from nothing. So it's like they're mirroring each other. The King of Pentacles. So we've gone from the Novice of Wands to, he's become the Elder of Pentacles, which is a very reliable, like, he will always be there for you kind of guy. Ten of Swords. And this was in reverse. So there's something that takes down this Elder of Pentacles. And I think it's like, you know, this card is a little like he's a little self-involved here. Like he's almost just like too involved in his abundance and whatever he's manifesting. And so he's created this Ten of Swords energy, which is like, it's kind of the ultimate devastation of everything that you've worked for, the ultimate, you're defeated in battle. So something happens here. Something happens here with this. Because we go from a Novice of Wands into a King of Pentacles, and then there's something that's going to happen to our King of Pentacles that's going to be this big devastation to his kingdom, everything he's worked for. There's a big crisis of confidence, I think, kind of like realizing how powerful his Divine Feminine really is. He kind of realizes that it's like, as the king, like I can't hold a candle to the archetype of the magician. I can't hold a candle to that that kind of divine masculine energy. It's like I can't compete. Like he almost looks like this very feminine king, and it's really, you know, it should be a pretty masculine card. And so it's like it's like depicted as like what looks like a heteronormative woman who's in this masculine energy of this card. So it's like she's not really exactly in her element. And same here, he looks a little bit more like an effeminate kind of masculine, and it's just like not exactly what the card is, you know, it's like kind of in the wrong energy. And that's what I'm seeing is like happening with this Ten of Swords. Elder of Cups. Okay, so we get to a King of Cups. I knew it. So through this, he's like moved into, so the King of Cups is a sensual, like, whereas the Elder of Pentacles is all about abundance and the like richest, most happy harvest time kingdom. And then the Elder of Cups is all about emotions and sensuality. They're very, very wise. I mean, both of them are wise, but the Elder of Cups is very wise about spirituality and emotion. And we have the Eight of Swords. So something happens, so that we've got he turns into our King of Cups, and then something's happening with our Divine Feminine where she's in this Eight of Swords energy, where it's like all these people are out to get her, and she's a sitting duck, and the tides are coming in. And the Elder of Cups is over here, and he's the one who rules the ocean. So he's, we've got to see what's going to happen to her, because there is something, there's like people taking advantage of her because she's trying to be in this masculine energy, because she's being forced to be in this masculine energy, and she's really meant to be a feminine, more of a feminine. She is the Divine Feminine here, so it's like she is meant to be like a Queen of Cups, not in an Eight of Swords energy, which is a really devastating. We've got a couple of like devastating moments. It's like the Divine Feminine has this moment of Eight of Swords, and the Divine Masculine has this movement with the Ten of Swords, and then he came out as the Elder of Cups. But let's see. frog. I'm hearing something about bullfrogs. Just that could be relevant to you for some reason. You might have bullfrogs in your environment croaking, or you might see some art depicting the frog. Prince Charming. Prince Charming. You kiss a frog and he becomes a prince. That's what's here. The Seven of Swords. Wow. Yeah. The Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords. So it's like this. The Nine of Swords is like the culmination of, see, look, we're going from the Eight of Swords into the Nine of Swords and backed up by the Seven of Swords, which is actually, it's like you have all your firmaments are ready for battle. Just making sure my video is still going. And then it's the Five of Cups. Yeah, so it's like you keep getting this like little heartbreaks and setbacks. But hey, oh, look, he got his Empress. But out of all this, because this is a lot. This, and him having manifested her in the first place, and her coming out, him making this trust fall, and she comes out as this magician, and the Ten of Pentacles is to back up our Ten of Cups. So it's like not only you're going for the Ten of Cups, and you know what happens when you go for the Ten of Cups? You get the Ten of Pentacles, and that's where you go for the Queen of Cups and you can get an Empress. So that is how we got around to the Ten of Cups. I'm going to end the reading here. This is a really cool, if this is your energy, this is really, I love it. And I hope that if you resonated with this, please hit the like button and subscribe. I love working with y'all. And this is a timeless reading, so whenever it finds you, that means the algorithm is telling you something is here. So thank you so much. This is Alice again, Witch in the Glen.